In the mix with DJ Rambo Rich.
Okay, so welcome to the What's That Music About podcast. I'm your host, DJ Rambo Rich, and today's guest is a producer DJ who goes by the name of Sticky Green, and who recently has been heavily promoted on BBC Introducing. So with no further ado, I'm going to get him to introduce himself, tell him a bit about himself, and then we're going to start the episode. So first of all, thank you so much for giving me your time, Sticky Green. We really appreciate you coming on the podcast. So if you just tell us a bit about yourself and what you're about musically, and we'll start the episode.
Yeah, no worries. I suppose I'm about drum and bass is my main thing. Yeah, that's what
Perfect.
that's what I focus on. Mainly liquid, jungle, but all of it is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And I mean, we were talking about BBC Introducing there. Like it's going pretty well with that at the moment, as you've got like 3 tracks that have been played. And if I've done my research correctly, we'll see if I've done it correctly. So was it Explain, Enough, See You Through You, and is it Grenade?
Yeah, Grenade. There's been more on there as well. How I Lose You. A couple more that are a bit further down on my Instagram. You might not have seen, but I think there's been 7 in total.
Goodness me, that's...
Yeah.
And then G Breezy was playing... Now, what tracks did G Breezy play at Beat Herder?
Yeah, she played my Swagger back dub, which is like yet to be released. One of them that's just sort of a weapon for the DJs, a little secret weapon.
No, but that's good though. I like that you've got that as a DJ, the secret sort of like, okay, you can pull it out in a moment where you need the fire. Do you know what I mean? You need the fire, you need the energy. So I like that.
Something someone's not heard before, you know. It's a tune that I used to love. It's an old dubstep tune by Datsik. I don't know if you know him.
I've heard of that name. Probably if I heard the music, I know, yeah.
But Swaggerback was like one of them back in the day. It was like as soon as you heard it, it was like, whoa, everyone, it was popping off every time.
I think what we're going to do is go to the first round, which is mixtapes and memories. So 1 second, and we'll be back with that. Okay, so this is Mixtapes and Memories, and in Mixtapes and Memories, we talk about past memories of music and how it all started for our guest today. So, to start that off, what's your first memory of music?
Yeah, well, I have pretty bad memory, but I do have a memory of being in my lounge in my parents' house, pillow fighting with my brothers and sisters, and in the background, ABBA Dancing Queen. Random, but yeah. And I was just battering my brother with a pillow. That's all I remember, battering my brother with a pillow, and that's on in the background, and we're like jumping off the couch doing wrestling and stuff like that.
I like that, man. I like that.
That tune as well. It stuck with me a long time. I don't know. It's a bit of a random tune, but yeah, I do like it.
But I was looking through a DJ pool the other day, and I found this version of Dancing Queen, I think it is, and it's like 174 BPM, and it is immense.
You have to send me that.
And it is. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like, I don't have much music for my DJing that's that high, but I'm starting slowly to creep up with the BPM. Personally, I think the highest I've played out BPM wise was 150, and that felt mad for me. Considering I come from a background of like disco house music, which is around like 124 BPM mostly for me. So I felt like I was pushing boundaries there. Probably not, but you know, it was one of those. But
once you get used to a tempo, it's just like your bread and butter, isn't it? 174.
Yeah.
It's just normal, isn't it? But like, yeah, you speed up a house tune to 170. That sounds mad. But you play a drum and bass track, it's just normal, isn't it? So
it's funny you say that. You know the song "Groove Is in the Heart."
Yeah.
I was playing around with that the other day, and there's a rap in it in the middle of "Groove Is in the Heart." I slowed it down, and it sounded even better to me personally when you slowed the rap down.
Yeah, there's that track DJ Zinc did, and he did a 138 track, and then there's a version 174 track. I'm pretty sure it's just the exact same, sped up.
It's interesting. I do see that in commercial music now.
Yeah. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it's like just sounding like hell, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit like sampling. sampling, if it's done correctly, it's the key to opening a door to another place.
Yeah.
But if it's done incorrectly, then it's just a cheap imitation, and you're not building on what was there before. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of those, isn't it?
Resampling anyway.
But talking about music there, so what was the first music you bought?
First music I bought. Do you know Good Charlotte? You ever heard of
Yes,
that?
I know Good Charlotte.
Proper
Yeah.
heavy.
Not personally,
Heavy.
but
Yeah. I think it was The Young and the Hopeless. The album was called. That was
Right.
that was the first album I bought anyway. But I had Lose Yourself on tape that I would just listen to over and over and over and over.
I love that, man.
Eminem was a big influence for me for sure. I had Curtain Call on CD as well. That was probably a bit later on, but I would blast that out the window. I would just straight after school I would have it on. It was like, yeah. I remember in school actually there was one of them days, like a wear your own clothes day.
Yeah.
The support teacher, he must have been young, and he put on, that Eminem song. It's like two trailer park girls going around the outside.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure the name of that one, but I just remember, being in class and we were all like, "Ooh, like, yeah, we must have only been 5 or 6." But, yeah.
I love
Proper
that.
vibes, man. Yeah. But Eminem, for sure, what an influence.
I know. I mean, I whenever anyone mentions Eminem, I'm always like, I always in my mind's eye see. Do you remember the parental advisory needed?
Yeah.
Like I've probably butchered what it's called, but because it's got swearing in it.
Yeah.
I always remember like the first CD I bought where nobody asked like how old I was.
Yeah. You need ID for them CDs back in the day, didn't you?
Yeah, like literally, like it was like you might as well be getting an 18 film at this point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it was like contraband. Like you just couldn't.
Yeah.
If you, especially someone like me who's got a baby face, I was never getting it. I had to wait till I was like.
Mate, I used to go around the video shop with a note from my mum saying it's okay for Joe to get any game he wants, and I would go in and get GTA, all kinds of stuff like that, and I was only like, well, very young. Yeah.
I love that.
On that subject though, I got bought an album for my 12th birthday, Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent, from John Vickers. Big up John Vickers, what a guy. And that was an album that has ended up, I've still got it somewhere, but it was like loads of scratches over it, still worked. I rinsed the hell out of that album.
I know what you mean. Like I had, I think it's Dr. Dre's The Chronic. Now, for some reason, I bought the version of the album on vinyl where it was just the instrumental. It wasn't the lyrics. And I listened to it. It was really great, actually. Just listen to it without the lyrics. Like you can see the showmanship in like the way he makes his music.
As soon as you hear a Dre beat, you just know, don't you? It's like the pianos, the drums are always just, it's Dre.
Definitely. And then I sold the vinyl because I thought to myself, yeah, I get enjoyment out of this and I like it, but I feel like this vinyl is meant it doesn't. I'm not the right person to own this vinyl. I feel like it needs to be someone that's a turntableist, a vinylist.
That'd probably be good. Like throw one of them in a house set or whatever. Throw an instrumental, Dr. Dre instrumental in a house set. You could probably make that work, couldn't you?
I have got like a mashup where I've tried. It's terrible with names of certain tracks at the moment.
There used to be a proper good 50 Cent in the Club Donk remix when I used to listen to Donk. I remember my mate's brother had that on vinyl as well, and he would just be like, you'd walk in the house, it'd just be like, hell forever Donk. Yeah, classic.
I love that. So what was your first experience of performing music or making music? Whichever.
I used to play guitar. I've still got the exact guitar. Have you seen School of Rock with the flying V? Black and white flying V?
Yeah.
I was just obsessed with that guitar, so I saved up for time and bought that guitar, Stag Flying V. And
great,
it was like a talent show, and I'm pretty sure I played Smoke on the Water because that's all I knew. But it must have been year 5, year 6, and I was up on the stage. Yeah, easy as hell to learn, but yeah, that was it.
It reminds me, I'm trying to learn like piano keyboard, And the only one I can do off by heart now is the Kanye West song "Runaway."
Mm.
It's got a really recognizable like keyboard sort of like beat. I think I'm talking about the right song here. Anyway, that's the only one I know, and I know that off by heart. But I'm trying to learn the chords on a keyboard so that when I get into production, I'll know what chords go together, and I can play a bit of chords. And then, you know this already. You do it. I can play the chords, and I can play around, change the instrument in the computer,
Yeah.
and then because I've learnt the chords, then I feel like I'll stand have a good foundation for learning chords. Do you know what I mean?
One thing you say, like, because that's what I do, but I'm honestly like, one thing I do on Logic is I put chord trigger on. I don't know if you know what that is.
I've heard of it.
Chord trigger, but then you just play one note, it plays a chord, and then you go off there. Yeah.
Definitely.
Playing chords a lot easier when you're trying to work in chords into your track. Put chord trigger on, play around with that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to also improve my music theory as well a bit. You know, just have a bit of better music theory for myself personally. So what was the first gig you went to?
First gig. Back in the day, like I say, I used to be a bit of a mosher, so there was like Yumi at 6, Kids in Glass Houses. We would go see stuff like that. It was like emotional stuff. But the first drum and bass, I remember Chasing Status, under 16s Manchester Academy. And
Wow.
me and my mates went, and it was wild in there. It was like a rave. Everyone was moshing, pushing each other around. It was just like, I still remember bits of it, and it was just like, yeah, what a vibe in there. Like, yeah,
I mean,
proper going on.
I love that. You're taking me back here because I used to like Linkin. Well, I still do, but like the first album of Linkin Park,
Yeah,
and
Linkin
then
Park.
I don't know if you've heard of them. This group called Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
My favorite album. There's a baby on the front. It's naked for some reason. I do not know why. And there's this song.
I like that on the Nirvana one as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there's a song on there I like called American Classic. Really nice. But you took me back there, man, by saying that.
Yeah, some Linkin Park at Leeds. That was carnage, mate.
I can imagine. Yeah, that's cool, man. I think we're good there. I think we're going to move to the next round, which is on repeat. So 1 second and we'll be back. Okay, so this is on repeat. And in on repeat, we talk about what you're currently doing with your music. So to start that off, what would you say your biggest challenge is with your music at the moment?
Just getting them sounds right. Just like you always have these sounds knocking around in your head, don't you? And it's like
definitely
getting them into fruition is one of the hardest things. Like I've been doing it a year and a half, 2 years or something now with the sounds in Serum, and still, it's like there's so much to learn. Like I wish I could just go, right, this is what I want, but still, I'm not quite there yet.
Like if you've got a sound in your head and you're getting closer to that sound in your head, but it's not quite there. Like that must be quite frustrating. So what do you do?
Well frustrating, man. You're just saving them as you go along. You're like, oh, it's sounding close to what you like. I always forget to save them like an idiot, and then you make one tweak and you lost it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the best thing I would say is like if you're close to your sound, start saving them constantly.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
That's what you gotta do.
That reminds me of a story with Craig David and Rewind. This is incredible. I saw this recently, and the song Rewind with Artful Dodger, if I'm correct here, they recorded it onto a cassette tape, and that was the only cassette tape that had the song, right? And then they went on the computer. This is like early 90s, middle 90s, I'd probably say. And the files have been deleted, like they weren't there. So they had this cassette tape, and then this cassette tape became so valuable because that's all they had to reference to remake the song. So they had to just listen to the cassette tape to try and get try and get it back. So yeah, so
I feel that there's been times where I've not saved a project or something, and it's like it's just gone, isn't it? You're wounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Craig David though, he's got some bangers, hasn't
I mean, I think he's never going to stop. Do you know what I mean? He's never going to stop, and his work ethic as well. Like, you know, and what I like about him as well is like the generations. Like, he's like a multi-generational sort of like he has a multi-generational audience, doesn't he? And that's great. Like, there's people from back in the day, and then there's the current people that like him now. It's great. So,
like Robbie Williams, if you heard him doing his rap in bed, that was pretty good.
I've not seen
I'll
that.
send you a video after this, where it's just him in bed doing a little rap. I think it's like a competition for a competition or something. But I was pretty impressed.
Cool, man. So, what are you currently working on then?
I got loads of stuff in the works at the moment, but like a couple of sort of deep liquid ones, a couple of sort of on the border, like filthy. I wouldn't call it jump up, but it's pretty dirty. Yeah. Like that's like my skit. It's like I'm like schizophrenic with the music production. Sometimes it's like I want to make this soft sort of liquid. Other times I'm just like start making some absolute grot that don't even sound like music.
I think though, I mean, does it come down to where you are?
What tune you want to work on, or what kind of vibe you want to make that day? Yeah.
It is really sort of dependent on what sort of where you sort of are mentally that day.
Definitely. Sometimes I sit down and just think, can't be asked for that. Start something brand new. Where you sit down, you think, oh, that one, I'm in the mood for that. You just go straight into that. Tan that.
So what would you say? What would you say are the keys to like staying like focused with production then?
Yeah, just like when you get that feeling, stand up, fuck this. You get that feeling where you think, sod this, and you just want to stand up, go do something else. But you just gotta power through, mate. And then usually after that sod this moment, 5 minutes later is your breakthrough. It's too easy to just close the Mac and go, "No, I'm done with that for the day." But once you power through, that's when something good happens. I find.
Definitely, I'm totally with you there.
When you're a little bit annoyed with it and you're thinking, and then you just want to get it done, and then somehow it does get done. Yeah.
I love that. So what does daily success look like for you?
Yeah, that's a hard one, Matt.
Because for me, like, I like to sort of like, I'd like to try and get all the things I've done, that I've set for the day done, but that sometimes isn't always achievable. Yeah, for me, sometimes it is just getting the things I've set for the day done, but other times that's not achievable. So it's like what is in the next 24 hours? What is going to propel me to get to where I need to be for the next day, or whatever project or thing I've got coming up done, basically. But I don't know. It's personal to each person. So what would you say?
Yeah, I'm not sure. No, it's a hard one, like I say, but yeah, I suppose just finishing projects, getting a project fully finished, like to start and finish a project in a day, that's a good day. Like sometimes you work the same project for a week, like you'll have it down, but then it's just like the bass ain't right. I've got this problem at the moment, and it's like you've done 5 different basses on it, you hate them all. You know what I mean? So it like today, if I could get that bass done, that would be a success. But I've been trying all morning. It's like it's having me off.
I think also like I find myself being a perfectionist personally, and sometimes I feel like I think it's a good and a bad thing being a perfectionist, because you have that expectations of yourself to do the best you can and get the best out of what you're trying to create, but then at the same time you just like, oh, this isn't right, I'm not happy with it. So it's just, for me, it's always like finding the balance. But I don't know, what would you say?
Yeah, it's hard because with production, definitely be a perfectionist and like you want to get it perfect. But then when it comes to your DJing, like you have to let that go a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like if you're thinking, everything has to be spot on perfect, you'll never release any mixes. You get 5 minutes into a mix, it slipped out a tiny bit. You're starting again. This used to be my old problem. Like it would take me weeks to put a mix out that I've been working on because I'm doing it over and over. You get to like just near the end, oh, it slips out a tiny bit, start again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is one thing I've had to try and let go with the DJing. Just sometimes it's not 100% perfect.
I've even done that when I had to send it, like someone asked me for a mix, like for a DJ gig, and I was doing a mix, and it wasn't in the genre I was very confident in, But I thought, do you know what? I'm going to send it anyway because they'll know that it's real, that someone is actually,
Mm.
like it's actually someone
That'll be what.
manipulating these strengths.
Yeah, that'll be what people are looking out for in a few years. Like little slips will show it's human. 'Cause there'll be all these AI mixes coming out. AI
Yeah,
will be dominating the DJ scene, no doubt.
yeah, definitely. And it's one of those, isn't it? I feel like I mean I was reading a book. I think it was that guy that does digital DJ tips. I don't know if you know about him. And he was saying like, mistakes are a good thing in DJing because one, it shows that you're really doing it, and two,
Mhm.
you know, there's mistake. There's you learn from mistakes as well.
Yeah,
So, like I say,
even even when you even when you see some of these big DJs live, like they slip up. It happens, doesn't it? Everyone's human. Well, I like to think they are.
definitely. I mean, at the moment they're all human. Maybe not in the future so much, but
Well, you never know who's reptilian out there, bro, do you?
I know we're going to get onto conspiracy theories now, aren't we?
Yeah. We're starting a whole other podcast now.
Cool, man, cool. So I think what we're going to do now is move on to discography, where we talk about your music. So 1 second, then we'll be back. Okay, so this is discography, and in discography we talk about our guest music today. And to start that off, I'm going to ask, so how did it all start with you with BBC introducing?
Well, I was sending them tracks for a long time, and nothing was ever getting played, and it was like, maybe they weren't up to scratch or something back then. Well, I know them definitely better at making them now, but yeah, I was sending for a long time, and it was like nothing getting played. But I just carried on sending. It was like sending to a brick wall for like 6 months.
Yeah,
But like, then one gets played, and then I think the first one that ever got played was Enough. And yeah, that is one of my favourites still to this day. Just how it came together and everything. It was just an easy song. The vibe was there, and yeah, still one of my favourites to this day. But I'm pretty sure that was the first one we played. Yeah.
cool. So
But
then enough gets played, and then what happens next then?
I carry on sending. I think so. I sent loads, obviously. Well, you can only send 2 a month to BBC. I don't know if you know about that. But it's the BBC
No, I
upload.
didn't know that. No.
Yeah. The BBC uploader. So you send 2 every month. And I've been on it like every month. I've just tried to make sure I've got two for them every month to send. And then I'm pretty sure since then I've missed maybe 2 or 3 months, but like I've had pretty consistent since then. Since he played the first one, it's been pretty consistent. Like I've had
Yeah,
I've missed a month, but then I got one on next month, and then I missed a month. I got one on the month after that. It was a bit like that. But
that's
yeah,
great. That's amazing, man. That's
these
amazing.
past few months, I'm pretty sure. Past 4 months, I think I've had one every month. This past month just gone, I've had both of them they played, which I was really happy with.
Wow. I mean
Yeah.
that's an achievement, man. You should be really proud of yourself there. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
It is hard. It is hard to be proud of your own achievements. I find with music. But yeah.
definitely. I think because it's one of those things you don't want to seem like you're full of yourself, but at the same time you
Yeah.
don't want to not praise yourself. But I feel like
Just that as well. It's like when you do something that's I don't know unrelated to music, maybe I don't know. It's a bit easier to feel proud of it. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. I suppose you're not proud until you're where you're at. You want to be at maybe or something like that.
yeah, I know what you mean,
You know what
and
I
I
mean?
think
It's like everything's a little step up, though, isn't it? You just carry on stepping. So
definitely, and I think it is hard, isn't it? Like, and I do find like most of the people I've spoken to on the podcast, they do find it hard to sort of be kind to themselves.
oh
Like
mate,
so.
when I get the email like we played your track, it's like the first time I was in tears, mate. I was emotional. I loved it. I was like, yes, I've made it. Like still now, I get the buzz I get when I get that email. It's like, oh, I love it.
I mean I mean if you feel that way, then you're doing what you should be doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that that is where when I get the proudness is when I get the email and I'm like, yes, mate, and I'm just like I'm buzzing off it. That's it when I feel proud of myself. Yeah,
I
for sure.
love that. I love that. Because I know what you mean. Like with the podcast, I always say it's not about me, but I do
Mhm.
put a lot of hard work and effort into the podcast. And when I get messages from like around the world, that makes me feel like the richest person in the world. Because okay,
Yeah,
you know, I might not be the richest person in the world, but the fact that a human being from another side of the planet has took a
yeah,
second out of their time in their life to message me to say something like, "Can I be a guest on the podcast?" or "I really like that episode," or whatever it may be. I'm like, "Oh my
mm,
gosh, I'm actually doing something that is affecting, like, making an
yeah.
impact to people's lives," and I feel like
That, that's what it's
when you
about, isn't it? Like, especially music.
definitely. And the same with you, like with the music, like clearly you, you're getting the right. If you're getting these responses from like BBC introducing, and then
Hmm.
G Breezy plays it on at Beat
Oh,
Herder,
mate, it gives me like the spirit to carry on. That's for sure.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like I think, and this is what I love
Without
about
without them,
music.
yeah, without them little wins, it would be like, yeah, I'd still be doing it, but yeah, I'd be less confident in my stuff, and I'd be less, getting those little wins. It just gives you that little confidence. You think, you're on the right track, type stuff.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, I used to do acting, and I left because there wasn't very there was nice people, but it was very sort of a selfish environment. For personally, my experience, it was a very selfish environment. But what I love now, I'm focusing on music and I'm trying to get
Hmm.
into music journalism. Is like everyone I've spoken to has been so chill, so
Yeah,
welcoming. You know,
music's more about connection and like unity, innit? That's the whole
yeah,
thing,
and
innit?
I've only had
Unity.
exactly, and I love that. I've only had like 3 bad experiences, but in the
Hmm.
moment, I was like, okay, this isn't the right crowd. I'm taking myself out of this situation, and we just move on, don't we? But like I say, I just love like the way music people
That's
are because you,
that's honestly what I love about drum and bass and jungle. It's like the heads when you go there. It's like you've known these people your whole life. No matter where you go in the world, you're at a drum and bass event. It's like they're your people right there.
I mean,
Yeah,
like it's great. I love that. But I want to make sure I talk more about your music.
yeah,
So the tracks I listened to were "Explain," "Enough," "See
yeah,
Through You," and "Grenade." I like them
yeah,
all. I really like the vibe they sort of bring off. That like I would just have it if I was listening to them at home. I would just have them in the background as just you
yeah,
know as I'm doing my work or whatever it may be in the house. Like
yeah.
just in the
Just
background as
put a mix on like one of the captions that I put with that music to clean your house to.
yeah, this is a
Because
thing. This is a trend. Any DJs out there listening? I don't know about you, but I've had people come up to me after I've done a set and they've said, "Have you got that set recorded?" I was like, "Yeah." Can you send it me? I was like, "Why do you want to listen to it? I'm not. I'm really happy that you actually asking me this, but what's the reason you want to listen to it?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I want to clean my house to that music."
yeah,
And
it's the
it's such
time
a
when people
thing.
got. It's literally a time when people have the mixes on, and they think, "Oh, I'm doing the house, get a mix on." Like that's a good time to get your mix on, get your music in.
Definitely, and I feel like because I'm a '90s kid, I used to listen to. I still do actually. CDs cover to cover, no skips,
Hmm.
straight through. Read the liner in the album. The little
Yeah,
booklet it comes with. See who was the producer. See who was all these people, and
yeah,
do it. And I'd listen to it and all that. And I feel like what we're talking about here with people wanting to clean the music, that has become like the modern equivalent now. That's as close as
yeah,
we'll get to that now, which is great. I love how, like, something from the past has come back, but in like a new way. So it's great. But yeah, out of your tracks, I was mentioning that like, what are your favourites of your own tracks?
I like Explain just because of the kind of story behind it and the fact that that won me the Preston DJ Social Comp, which
Yeah.
you know the guys. Yeah, I liked meeting all them people and go and see Pete Tong where I met you for the first time.
Oh, that was
That was
great.
like,
That was great, man. You
yeah,
know,
that was like the first time I felt like, you know, my music's done a thing. It's got me out the gaff. It's got me to Preston. I've met loads of people. Had a great day out of it, and it was just like, you know, that's because I made this song, and it was like that was when I felt a bit proud.
that is great. That is great, and I really like that. Definitely, I like it's one of the. I think the word I don't use this word often. It's serendipity. Like all the things sort of aligned, and like
That's it.
that Pete Tong gig. I don't think they broke even on the event, but I think the actual having the event has had a wider social and community impact than
it was great.
any amount of money.
Yeah, it was great. Right in the middle of Preston, massive stage. It was really good. I loved it. The sun was setting. It was just a beautiful time, wasn't it? What a day.
I mean,
what a great day.
like that's on my list of like top gigs I've been to. 100%. So many people I think you're probably the same, but I don't want to speak for you. Like so many people I met there, I speak to quite regularly now. It's great.
Yeah.
Like I love it. You know.
That was what's good about the DJ social. It's like made a good few mates off there, which is good. You want yourself being one.
I was saying with you, man. So I was 100% say that. And it's a good environment, and I feel like Jason and Emma do such a good job of like keeping the right sort of tone and energy for the event. So it's really, you know, it is doing the mission statement that it's set out to do to, you know, help people's mental health, build community, and just get a lot of people in a room that are, you know, wanting to have a good time. You know, it's great. So this is a question: what do you prefer, or do you not see it as a either or either? Do you prefer DJing or performing, or do you see it as one, like the continuance of making the music?
Yeah. Well, started off, my love was for DJing 100%. I didn't produce at all when I started. And I did DJing for what, 12 years before I dabbled in production at all, even tried. Well, I had Logic on one of my, it's not up there. I used to have a really old Mac that had Logic on. But it was that slow, it couldn't hack the Logic.
It sounds like my laptop with all my DJ music on.
Yeah. And I had another one. I had Logic on that, and I'm pretty sure that was a crack. That hardly worked either. So I tried, but it never succeeded. And then I bought this one, and it's just been like, yeah, I've been addicted to it, honestly, since day one.
God, I love that, man. So yeah, so what are the things sort of you do that you would say are unique to you? I mean, it's a hard question, like I say, but like, what is?
Because I suppose my uniqueness is probably still growing. Like the stuff I implement is a lot of stuff that I've taken from tutorials off other people's YouTubes and stuff like that, and like sort of implemented stuff. One thing I do like to do is like, you know, layer breaks, chop up breaks, reverb snares, get delays on the snares when you've got a little bit of open space, stuff like that. But
I like that,
I'm
man.
very much still learning.
Yeah, and I like how like honest you've been here about that, because I feel that's really good. Yeah, it's a hard question, but I always like to ask a few challenging questions just to see what people say, basically. So I think we're good there. I think we're going to move to the final round, which is Dream Big. So 1 second, then we'll be back with that. Okay, so this is Dream Big, and in Dream Big, we talk about the future and the future aspirations. So to start that off, what is your biggest ambition for your music?
Yeah, I suppose take the music, just make it a full-time job, make it full-time, make it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's where everything grows from, I think. So definitely.
Sure. Like when any free time I have, I'm either DJing or I'm staring at the laptop or I'm just, it's always music. If I'm even when I'm about to go to sleep, it's like all I'm thinking about is like, oh, I need to reverb that snare tomorrow. I need to check the EQs on that. It's like once you start music, it's like so true when people say you don't get a minute off ever again.
No,
Like you'll be sat at the bus stop, you'll be thinking about that track you were making last night or something like that, and you'll be thinking,
I'm always
ideas for it.
I'm always making like because I've got my music from my laptop on Apple Music, so I always make the playlist for like gigs and stuff. I'm coming up and go, oh yeah, this will go, let's go. And I've changed the music name so it includes the BPM of them. So when I'm out and about, I can know what the BPMs are, so I don't have to go home and then go, oh, it's all a bit, I can't get to that because of this and whatever it may be.
Yeah. I used to do a similar thing before I really got the beat matching down. Every track on CD, it had the name, then it had the BPM.
Yeah.
So when you're mixing it, what speed you're starting at. That was a good little trick. That all my CDs had the names and the BPMs next to them.
I love that, man. I love that. So, who are the dream artists to collaborate with? Now, this is a hard question as well. I've realised I don't ask some easy questions. But
No, yeah.
So who?
Oh, the dream would be Caliber. Like he's a massive inspiration for, especially the liquidy side of my music. Like I've seen him live a few times, and I always love his sets. And he's just like, yeah. Like his productions, every tune I ever hear from him is like, I love it, and it's like all the variations of tunes, like of what he makes. It's like there's not a bad one in there, I've found.
Cool, man. Cool. And is there anyone else you'd want to collaborate with, or is it just him specifically? Like, I mean, there's always someone else, isn't there?
But yeah. Oh, there's loads, mate. Like LSB. He's a good one. Let me think of some more. And like obviously,
it's alright. When I ask like rappers, they immediately say the same question. They always ask me a question as soon as I ask them. They're like, "Okay, are we talking UK or America?" And I love that when I interview a rapper, they're always like UK and rapper, and I always go, "Well, let's have both."
Yeah. Oh, if you could collab with anyone, it would like for me it would be Caliber, but there's loads out there. Like there's a guy called Czar who's doing some really nice music at the moment.
Cool.
Verbs and Czar, his tunes are unreal.
So a warning here, another hard question coming in. Dream festival or concert or venue to perform at?
Well, the Dream Festival would be Boomtown, followed by Beater, second.
Cool, man.
Boomtown, just because it's that one that's got thousands of heads there, doesn't it? It's just a massive one.
And
Beater, because it's like the local one that I like to go, and yeah, I love it there as well.
Is there any like sort of specific stage at Beat Herder you'd like to perform at? Like for me, yeah.
100%. The Stumble Funk, I think, would be ideal. It's like a proper grotty little indoor one that's like based like a barn. There's like a old truck in there, and like all the music in there is always like banging drum and bass, garage. Like I just feel like that would be quality in there.
I quite like the wooden fort.
Yeah.
I love that. Like I thought that was quite good, but it was quite funny. Like at the end of the weekend, I think it was quite muddy. Yeah, it was quite muddy at the end of the week. I was like, hardly anyone out there, but I was like, hey, if you're gonna be here, let's just go for it, man. You're covered in mud already.
You see some scenes there, mate. I've seen some guy literally swimming in the mud. Oh, there was a few people doing that. I was thinking you're gonna have a cold tomorrow, mate. They're like just sliding down the hill in the mud.
Live for now, I think that person's saying, yeah, but no, why not? Hey, live for now. You don't. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, so I love that. I love that.
I know. But like, it was that muddy this year. If you wanted to go for a wee, you had to go for a swim. You had to swim there, yeah.
Cool, man. So, is there any other aspirations that you'd like think one day that'd be cool with music? Like the example I always give on here is I grew up watching a lot of the James Bond films, and like the music in that influenced me quite heavily. So one of my ambitions would be to make like the title name song of a James Bond film, but like I'd immediately make it like a dance electronic music sort of vibe. But that's me. What would you say? What was your sort of
No,
obscure
to
thing?
get any of your music placed in films or adverts, that would be a dream, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean that does a lot of the work for you.
Yeah, like that, and obviously touring, doing some kind of tour, playing your own tunes, playing a set with your own tunes in there. You know, traveling about playing tunes, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Getting paid for it, that's the dream, man.
Definitely. And now I know I made a note here. You're big on skateboarding, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Well, I've always hung around with the skaters. I used to be a blader myself.
Right. Are we talking rollerblades?
I've tried, yeah, rollerblading. I had Frankie Morels with the grinding frames that were like
All right, cool,
super
cool.
slippy. Yeah. But yeah, I've always hung around with the skaters, and yeah, I just like the vibe of skating, and just skaters are always sound.
So have you ever thought about like, obviously music and skateboarding goes quite hand in hand, I'd say, or that sort of
For
scene.
sure, yeah.
Yeah. So have you ever wanted to do anything like where the two worlds sort of collide?
Yeah, well, I played a set about a month ago at the Coping Festival. That was quality. It's at Greystone
cool.
Action Sports in Manchester. And it was just like a day of skating, and then I played a 2-hour set in the sort of outside area. There was loads of people, jamming on the little ramps and on the rails and that. And I was playing in the background.
Cool, man. Cool.
Yeah, I love that. Quality.
So I really enjoyed interviewing me. I think we're going to wrap it up now. So for the people at home listening, what platforms are you on? What platforms are you on? And what we're searching for in terms of the name?
On Spotify, Sticky Green. Same on SoundCloud, Sticky Green. But on Instagram, Sticky G. But yeah, if you go on SoundCloud, it looks better for me on SoundCloud because I get a lot more interaction on there. Spotify is really hard to really get yourself going.
No, I know what you mean.
I've been at roughly 50 monthly listeners for my whole. At one point, I got up to 500 listeners. I must have got playlisted one of my tracks, but then the next month it dropped right back down. So yeah, I've been roughly at about 50 monthly listeners on Spotify, but yeah, SoundCloud's a bit more active. But yeah,
no worries.
I've got a lot of songs on there. I just need to push the rest of the stuff that I've got on the Mac on there. It's like I just try and upload it every couple of weeks instead of throwing a load on there at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I think sporadic is a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I've really enjoyed this interview. I'm gonna wish you all the best. I want more stuff with BBC introducing for you, man. I feel like that's a really good thing that's going on for you at the moment. And yeah, keep us up to date. Anything you've got, send it over. We'll do a post. And yeah, just want to thank you for being a guest, and we'll speak to you soon, man. Thank you very much for your time.
Oh, thanks for having us.
See you later.
On.
Thanks, bye.
See you later, man. Peace.
In the mix with DJ Rambo Rich.